Alright, so today we are going to continue, or I should say, I'm going to continue, but because we're learning together, right? So we're gonna continue learning about shunts today from yesterday's video. So I hope you find this video as educating as yesterday's, and I am going to fill you in on some things that I missed on yesterday's video.
Tune in as Interpret Your World's co-founder, Juan Prieto, talks about the highlights of his workday as a professional medical video remote interpreter. If you are aspiring to learn something new and gain insight into what the world of medical interpretation is really like, then you've come to the right place. Follow along as Juan talks not only about his success, but the daily challenges he has to overcome to become a better interpreter each and every day. This is Unwind Sessions with Juan Prieto.
So hello, Tuesday, October 5th, 2021, and good morning, Alejandro. Another day, another dollar, time to get on that grind, right? Let's do it. All right, and wait, I have to give you my commercials, right? Before, a word from our sponsors, which that would be our Patreons, but well, a word from us, I guess. Remember that we are doing the vocabulary practice videos on the major platforms. That would be TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, which we post to Facebook, and Kuwai. So you have 5 platforms. There is no excuse why you shouldn't be practicing your vocabulary with us. As a matter of fact, stop this video right now and go get into one of those platforms and follow us, like all of our stuff, and share it with all your friends, and you'll be the best interpreter in the world, guaranteed. And I'm gonna put a disclaimer saying that there's no way that I can guarantee that, but anyways, go ahead and follow us. All right, if you want, of course. We are not here to tell you what to do. We are here to tell you how to think. All right? And all right, so we are also accepting comments for MIP 21, and I keep on forgetting how many likes to check how many likes it has. I'm not gonna do it now. I just want to get over this video because I have to go grocery shopping after this. So all right, we're still waiting for MIP 21 to get 100 likes, and we're still waiting for everyone to get their comment on there. I don't know why it has so little comments. Why am I so eager for you to get those comments on there? Because once that video reaches 100 likes, we're gonna pick 2 random comments from all of the comments in that video. We're gonna pick those 2 random comments. We're gonna send the people who those comments belong to exclusive links to MIP 22, where they're gonna get a chance to record their interpretations, send them over to us so we can provide them with some lovely feedback, which for some reason is very difficult to get in this business. All right, so we got you. We want to give you some feedback, and hopefully we will kick off for some better things, right? 2 more things. Remember that we have a Patreon page for as little as $1 of your support. You help to motivate us, and you help us to get the motivation we need, we lack, to create much more content. We give you access to all of the medical practice videos free of ads. We give you scripts to those videos so you can, in case you're not understanding the voice actors, we give you answer sheets to those videos so you can check your interpretations later. You know, you record yourself, then you put play on your interpretation and you look at the answer sheet, and then you can see, oh, okay, yeah, maybe I could have said this, that. Oh, I aced this. I am the best interpreter in the world. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and donate $1 to a good cause. We also give you vocabulary lists. Go ahead and donate your $1 or whatever you want. We're not here to limit you. We're not here to tell you what to do, right? You can donate as much as you wish, starting from $1, and you help a very good cause. You help interpreters all over the world to be much, much better. You raise the bar on interpreting with every dollar that we get. All right, so get on that. It is not going to be $1 forever. So right now is the time that you can help us and you can get the most bang for your buck. So get on that, guys. Let's get on that Patreon and let's raise the bar on interpreting. That should be the logo, huh? Interpret your world, raising the bar on interpreting. Doesn't that sound nice? Sounds nice. Definitely. Thinking good today. Positive, positive. One last thing. Do you have 2 years of medical interpretation experience living in the United States, Mexico, or Costa Rica and are looking for employment in either VRI or OPI? Then we got you. Go ahead and send us an email and we can hook you up with a third-party company that I work for, that I am employed in. I can say this is the best company that I've ever worked for in Mexico, hands down. So I would say if you're in the Mexican area, this could be the shot of a lifetime, honestly. All right, so enough of that. Thank you for listening to me. Hopefully you guys can take advantage of some of those things. And today I took a total of 22 sessions, 2 of which were audio sessions. As far as highlights, no interpreting highlights. I got flashed today with some boobs and some booty. It was a lady that was getting her epidural and she was in pain. She was in so much pain. You could hear her yelling and stuff. She didn't care that the interpreter, that she flashed the interpreter or anyone in the room. She just wanted the pain to go away. And this time I didn't look away though. Usually I, for respect of the people, whenever some intimate or private part goes on the screen, my eyes usually just go like this. Like that is the, or my head just turns, right? That's to give the person privacy and respect. But this time I didn't do it. Why didn't I do it? Because I don't know. Not that I'm a pervert or anything, right? But I don't know. Maybe I got just too used to it. Maybe it was a circumstance. I don't know. Maybe it was her yelling that, or everyone around was moving so fast and everything was just happening so quickly that. No, I didn't even feel okay, because I usually feel like a little bit embarrassed, and I look down. But this time I didn't even feel that. I guess, interpreting has done that to me. It just has numbed down my nerves whenever there's a naked person on screen. It no longer has the shameful effect upon my eyes, I guess. And the first day that I ever became an interpreter, I got flashed by a little kid. I've been flashed by old man. I've been flashed by young ladies with mental health problems in a mental health institution, by old ladies. So I guess I must be numb now. And well, of course, I feel like I am part of the medical staff, even though I'm not. I feel like I'm there, and your secret's safe with me. I'm never gonna tell anyone about it. Well, except you guys. But of course, there's nothing to tell, just that. And I don't really count it as a highlight. It's something that happened, but I mean, me seeing boobs and booty is not gonna make you a better interpreter, right? But just to give you a heads up, if you want to be a BRI, you are going to see some unintended flashing of people. All right? And let's get started with today's list. And actually, you know what? I forgot. I was just thinking of those boobs. Just kidding. No, I wasn't thinking of those boobs. But I thought about telling you about the boobs that I completely forgot that I did have a highlight today. All right. Well, it doesn't happen often. Ask any VRI, how many days do you get to see boobs? Not every day. All right, so I guess it's something that deserves a highlight, but it's not gonna make you a better interpreter. All right, so yeah, I'm dumb, I'm simple like that, and hopefully I got you to laugh. If not, I'll make you laugh a little bit later in this video, hopefully. But I think it's gonna be a serious video, so probably not. But hopefully I will. Hopefully there be something that crosses my mind that makes that little funny reaction. All right, so I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna get into this video because I've been talking too long now. All right, so the highlight is a word and it's a D-dimer test. And this is prueba de dímero D. All right, so what is this? A D-dimer test is a blood test that can be used to help rule out the presence of serious blood clot. This is a very long definition. When you get a cut, your body takes a bunch of steps to make your blood clump up. It's normal part of healing. Without it, you keep bleeding and you have a much more serious problem to deal with. Does anybody know what that what the disease is or what that condition? If you don't, you just failed. Hemophilia. All right. Without it. So once the bleeding stops, you don't need the clot anymore. So your body takes a series of steps in the other direction and breaks the clot down. At the end of all of that, you have some leftover substances floating around in your blood, like how you'd have wood dust all over after a building project. One of those leftovers is called D-dimer. It is part of a protein. Normally with a little time it goes away, but you can get high levels of D-dimer in your blood. If you have a major clot like with deep vein thrombosis, with DVT you have a clot deep in one of your veins, usually your legs, and it can lead to serious problems. Your doctor may use this test, which checks the level of D-dimer in your blood to figure out whether you might have a blood clot. You may also hear this test called fragment D-dimer test, fibrin degeneration fragment test. All right, so that was my highlight and I completely forgot about it. I thought it was part of the video, but no, I remembered. So this test was for a lady that they suspected that she had a clot in somewhere in her legs, I believe, and they did the D-dimer test to make sure that she didn't have a blood clot. I didn't get to see the D-dimer test because they hung up on me. They just told me we don't no longer need you, and the lady went to go get her D-dimer test, and they told her that if the test was negative she could go home. If the test was positive, they were going to do a CT scan and if need to, surgery to remove the clot. So hopefully it was negative and the lady got to go home and hopefully lived happily ever after. All right, and that was my two highlights of the day. All right, so before I get into new stuff for today's video, I remember that yesterday there were some questions that I couldn't answer, and I wasn't gonna research in front of you guys. Of course not. I have to do that on my own. I have to prepare myself, which I didn't yesterday. It was only just a couple of things. And cardiac shunt. So I owe you, why do doctors do cardiac shunts? Well, it turns out they don't. They don't. That's why I had never heard about a cardiac shunt. So cardiac shunts are not surgical, they are congenital. That means a doctor doesn't go in there and say, well, I need to shunt this ventricle to this atrium, right? Because that would cause a devastating effect. I've learned all of this today. And so a person is born with a cardiac shunt, a hole in the heart that connects two areas that are not supposed to be connected. All right, so now we learned that. Yesterday we learned what a cardiac shunt is, and now we know that they are not man-made, they are universe-made. I'm not gonna side to one side or the other, I'm just gonna call it the universe. All right, okay. So now after learning that, yesterday I also said that heart murmurs are shunts, and I was partially correct. So don't crucify me just yet. But not all heart murmurs are shunts, only the bad ones. So yes, I was correct, but not completely correct. So there are some heart murmurs that are shunts and they are bad and they need treatment or they need to be watched by a doctor. And we don't want those kind of heart murmurs. There are other types of heart murmurs that are innocent murmurs, and I didn't read too much upon them, but let's just say they're not described or categorized as shunts. All right. And one last thing from yesterday's video is this: refractory ascites. And here it is: ascites refractoria. Hopefully you guys can see that. And so, okay, before I tell you what that is, and this is my own definition. I read it and I'm giving you my own definition because I'm cool like that. All right, so ascites is the abnormal collection of fluid in the peritoneal area. What is the peritoneal area? From yesterday's video, we learned that is the abdomen area, the abdominal cavity. So ascites means that there is fluid there that is not supposed to be there. All right, and so refractory ascites means that there's fluid there, and the fluid is not going away with the regular low sodium diet and the maximum dose of diuretics, which is the treatment for ascites that I found. So if you have ascites, you're collecting fluid in your abdomen, they're gonna give you diuretics, and they're gonna give you low sodium diet. All right, so if that doesn't rid you of the ascites, then that means you have refractory ascites. And when you have refractory ascites, that means no medication or low sodium diet is gonna help you, and they need to do a peritoneal venous shunt, or also called a Denver shunt. All right, so yeah, you're welcome. And I'm talking to myself because I didn't know that. And I felt bad on yesterday's video. I was like, oh my God, I'm teaching these guys about shunt and I didn't even understand the whole lesson. So sorry about that. Hopefully I made it up today. All right, and just like yesterday's video, we're gonna get started with the definitions with shunts now. It's just 4 more types of shunts. All right, and a bonus word. All right, so for number 8 is pulmonary shunt, and I put shunt here so we can, I'm not going to be writing it on all of them. I wrote it on some of them, but not on all of them. Derivación pulmonar. So remember, shunt derivación, all right? Hopefully I'll remember when I'm telling you this, but if I don't, then it's on you guys to remember, okay? A pulmonary shunt refers to the passage of deoxygenated blood from the right side of the heart to the left without participation in gas exchange in the pulmonary capillaries. It is a pathological condition that results when the alveoli of the lungs are perfused with blood as normal, but ventilation, the supply of air, fails to supply the perfused region. In other words, the ventilation perfusion ratio, the ratio of air reaching the alveoli to blood perfusing them, is 0. All right, so what does that mean? I actually had to watch a video to understand what this means, okay? And now I feel like a total pro in explaining this. So, okay, so it is a shunt that doesn't allow, well, first of all, whenever you breathe in, air goes in, right? Oxygen. And whenever you exhale, CO2 comes out, right? It's the natural process, gas exchange, okay? So how does this process happen? Well, there are some capillaries. Capillaries are very, very thin veins that we have everywhere, and we have a lot of them in our lungs, right next to the alveoli. And the alveoli are these little sacs of air that air just fills up with them whenever you breathe in, and then whenever you breathe out, they just contract, right? So, okay. So then the alveoli gets full of air, and then here is a capillary. So the oxygen goes from the alveoli into the the capillary into the red blood cells, which come in and they get oxygen, and then they go and take it to the rest of the body, right? But at the same time that the red blood cell comes in and takes oxygen from your air that you breathe in, CO2 is getting drowned out from the blood into the alveoli. All right, so that is what is happening. So they're putting oxygen into the blood and taking CO2 out of the blood, and that's the job of that thing. So what happens whenever somebody has a pulmonary shunt? That means that process is not going on. Everything is filled. The alveoli are filling full of air, and the capillaries are bringing the red blood cells, and they're bringing CO2, but oxygen is not getting into the red blood cells. CO2 is coming out, but oxygen is not going in. So we need oxygen to live. You can just imagine the horrible problem this could have on the human body, right? And pulmonary shunts are not man-made. They're all nature-made. Yeah, I like nature more than universe. All right. Let's keep going with number 9. Cause see, I love you guys. I go out of my way to learn stuff for you guys and for myself too. I'm not gonna lie, but you guys drive me to be better and make better videos, honestly. And all your encouragement and everything just makes me feel great. All right, number 9. So number 9 is a portosystemic, and I didn't put shunt here, but it should be shunt, portosystemic shunt, and in Spanish is derivación portosistémica. All right, so this is also known as a liver shunt. It is a bypass of the liver by the body's circulation system. It can be either congenital, present at birth, or acquired condition, and occurs in humans as well as in other animal species. A liver shunt occurs when an abnormal connection persists or forms between the portal vein of one of its branches and another vein, allowing blood to bypass or shunt around the liver. In the majority of cases, a liver shunt is caused by a birth defect called a congenital portosystemic shunt. All right, so a portosystemic shunt is a natural shunt that occurs in some individuals that takes the blood all over. It just shunts the liver, like it's a bypass of the liver, so no blood is delivered, or a little bit of blood is delivered into the liver. So I'm pretty sure that needs to be fixed. They need to fix that. So imagine, no blood to the liver, no filtration of the system, right? That's bad. So they need to fix that. All right. For this is a bonus because it's required for us to understand the next two shunts. All right. So the bonus word is, where is it? Here it is. Bonus. That's this bonus right there. That's why I got confused. Portal hypertension, hipertensión portal. So what is portal hypertension? It is an increase in the pressure within the portal vein, the vein that carries blood from the digestive organs to the liver. The increase in pressure is caused by a blockage in the blood flow through the liver. Increased pressure in the portal vein causes large veins or varices to develop across the esophagus and stomach to get around the blockage. The varices become fragile and can bleed easily. All right. If that definition is not scary enough, I think this is very bad. So there's a blockage on the artery, right? Was that the artery or the vein? On the vein that carries blood to the liver. So it's the same thing, but it creates hypertension because of this blockage. I'm not sure if they remove the blockage, hypertension will get better, but maybe it's not so easy to remove that blockage because, well, I'm gonna give you the definition of 2 more shunts that actually are used to correct this problem. So maybe one can say, well, remove the blockage, but maybe in real life it's not so easy, so it's easier to shunt than to remove the blockage. Alright, so let's get to number 10. Yes, number 10. So number 10 is Porta Caval Shunt or Derivación Porta Cava. So Porta Caval Shunt or portal Caval Shunt is a treatment for portal hypertension. A connection is made between the portal vein, which supplies 75% of the liver's blood, and the inferior vena cava, the vein that drains blood from the lower 2/3 of the body. The most common causes of liver disease resulting in a portal hypertension are Budd-Chiari syndrome and cirrhosis. Budd-Chiari should not be mistaken for cirrhosis. Alright, so a portal-caval shunt is a shunt that is used to treat portal hypertension. So it connects the liver, right, between the portal vein which supplies and the inferior vena cava. So yeah, it connects this portal vein to the inferior vena cava. That way it can help in portal hypertension. Alright, because remember, hypertension means that there's a blockage in there, so it's raising the blood pressure for the rest of the body. So instead of removing the blockage, they shunt it, and it works. Is this one? Yeah, and the next one, number 11, is very long. Let me see. No, number 11. All right, transjugular intrahepatic portosystemic portosystemic shunt, and in Spanish is derivación portosistémica intrahepática transjugular. Alright, so this is an artificial channel within the liver that establishes communication between the inflow portal vein and the outflow hepatic vein. It is used to treat portal hypertension. Alright, so now in this case, in a transjugular intrahepatic portosystemic shunt, instead of connecting the portal vein to the vena cava to make a shunt and aid in portal hypertension, what they do is they make a shunt from the inflow of the portal vein to the outflow of the hepatic vein. Whenever you have hepatic, it means liver. So they shunt it, and thus not removing the blockage, but making a shunt so that the blood follows the path of least resistance and continues providing blood flow to the liver. Alright, and we are almost finished. I thought this was going to be a long video, but apparently not. That's good. Alright, so number 12 is VASP. And what does VASP mean? Let me look at it here. It means Vesicle Amniotic shunting procedure, and in Spanish is procedimiento de derivación vesico-amniótica. All right, so I had to actually go ahead and give you my own translation for that because I couldn't really find one. So fetal lower urinary tract outflow obstruction prevents the unborn baby from passing urine. This can result in a reduction in the volume of amniotic fluid and problems within the development of the baby's lungs and kidneys. A vesicle amniotic shunt is a tube that is inserted into the unborn baby bladder to drain the excess fluid into the surrounding space. All right. So this is an obstruction inside of the baby's bladder, unborn baby's bladder, that does not allow him to pee. Why? He needs to pee to have enough amniotic fluid so he can float around freely, right? Not actually. I just imagine thinking being inside of a placenta, right? What would that be like? Like just floating around in there, not really needing to breathe, eat, or anything. I think that would be nice, right? Should make like an attraction for that. Become an unborn baby fetus for a day. You don't need to feed or do anything. You can just float around there in your own piss. I don't know. Sounds like a good business to me. All right, so I'm sorry about that. Hopefully I made you laugh. If not, give me a chance. I'll make you laugh tomorrow, I promise. So that's going to be it for me today. Please leave your questions in the comments and I will answer some of them in the next session. If anything is time sensitive, let me know and I will get to that before the rest of my queue. Remember, I'll be here every Monday through Friday. Rain, sleet, hail, snow, you will have this bald man on your screen giving you and making you giving you the lessons and making you a better interpreter. All right, much love to all of our Patreons, much love to everyone that has bought us a coffee, to all of our subscribers, to all of our viewers, and to everyone that is watching. Much love to every one of you. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe the video if you haven't done so for much more content, and don't forget to share. Have a very good day and happy interpreting. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Unwind Sessions. Make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. And if you learned something new today, it'd be great if you left us a review. You can also visit us on patreon.com/interpretyourworld or visit our website, interpretyourworld.com. Unwind Sessions.
If you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button. Also, share this video with other beginner interpreters or anyone who can benefit from this information. Thank you all so much for all the support you guys have given us. This means the world to us. Don't forget, we also have social media. We have a Facebook group and a Facebook page. We also have an Instagram and the one I love the most, TikTok. We just recently got a Buy Me a Coffee, and also, if you guys didn't already know, we do have a Patreon account. If you guys would like to support us a little more, we'd love to have you guys over there. And as always, I will be posting all the links to these pages down below in the description box. Thanks for watching!